Hey guys, how you doing? Trucker G here.
And Mrs.
Boy, that
G.
went quick. Yeah, I think it's showing some more comments from another video. I'm not sure. Wait till we get a few people on here before I get too far into it. Let me pull up my information here because there's stuff I want to talk about tonight. You having trouble over there?
Yeah.
Miss G will be here in a minute too, guys.
Trying to get my phone to load comments. Living out in the country is great, but sometimes you have to stand on one foot with an arm in the air and some rabbit ears.
You gotta hold your tongue just right.
Just right.
Good evening. How you doing, Crystal? Tammy, how you doing, Patty? Yeah, we got few things we want to talk about. Quite a few things we want to talk about.
Okay. I think I got it squared away.
Get it squared away.
Squared away.
How you doing, guys? How you doing? Like I said, we'll wait till we get a bunch of people on here because I don't want to have to repeat myself 100,000 times.
Let me go ahead and see about getting situated on YouTube.
It's been quite the day, I'll tell you that.
Oh, so many emotions, y'all. So many emotions.
Yeah, before all that. I mean, after all that. Oh, Lord, we want to see our new home.
Sherry said, Trucker G ended the live stream so they can visit with their children. Oh, yes. And thank goodness that the kids were here because they helped me. They stood outside the truck and I just handed stuff.
We got home and got to visit with the grandbabies a little bit. Well, the grandbaby a little bit. And our other daughter came over with our second grandbaby. And
our other son-in-law.
I got to visit with them for a little bit. And then it seemed like everything started hitting the fan. My phone started blowing up on what happened tonight in Hagerstown. And we'll get into that here in a second here.
Oh, Lisa said, hey, Mr. G. Tiffany said, hello, hello, hello. Great night tonight. Brandon said the Convoy's moving to California.
Yeah, we're gonna speak on that, and that's what we're gonna speak on.
Liz said my brother lives in Seymour. That's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from us.
Yeah, it's really close.
Kathy said, how is it to be home? It's awesome.
Don't know, haven't got a chance to even take a shower. Didn't get the bath that we wanted. We didn't even get no supper yet.
No, but we did get to see the Graham boys.
Yeah,
two of them.
One of us did.
Two of them.
One of us did.
And I got to see our kids, and the pups went running amok like little crazy puppies that had the zoomies. TT's underneath the kitchen table snoring right now.
Yeah, we did find a place for the old maid. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
First off, let's talk about the one thing that was brought to my attention. Brian come on a couple days ago, and he made a post saying that there was few things that were needed at the Speedway. You know, meat being one of them, and I didn't really even catch the video, to be honest with you, but I know he did ask for a few things, and the lovely people in Hagerstown come through like they always have. I know a lot of them people are a little upset because they found out the convoy's heading to California. Well, when he made that video, he had no idea, nothing about heading to California. Mm-hmm. This is all new news that has been brought to our attention. And me personally, I think it's something that needs to be addressed. You got 10 bills coming out of California. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, I thought we were going to D.C. Guys, what you got to realize is a lot of our laws that are made nationwide for national or federal laws come from California. That's where it starts. They start passing these laws, and the next thing you know, they're shoving them down our throat nationwide. So it don't just affect California. It affects everybody. And if you don't get these laws taken care of, then we're all going to have to deal with them. I'm kind of trying to read comments. I guess I shouldn't read comments while I'm trying to talk about it. Let's kind of talk about these laws that are going on. You got SB 871. It adds COVID-19 injection to the list of immunizations for public/private school, regardless of FDA approval. No PBE. I really don't know what PBE is. Very rare ME. I don't know what that is. I didn't finish reading the bill. All right. You got AB 2098. It classifies anti-COVID medical opinions as unprofessional conduct subject to discipline by the medical board. So that means anybody that speaks out against what the CDC says, they're basically going to pull their medical license. Doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. It matters if if a doctor goes against their agenda. Sorry, Trucker G. I think a lot of y'all, but this was not a last minute decision. I'm being told it was a last minute decision. I don't know. This is the first I heard about it was today. I come home. I thought we were going to get a bath. I thought we were going to eat supper. I thought we were going to visit with the kids. This is the first I'm hearing about it. All right, so I mean, I can't even get into that. This is the first I've heard of it. Okay.
Diane said Mike said they'd be back after taking care of California.
Exactly, and that's what I'm being told. That's what I'm being told also.
LaDonna said absolutely, and go, and they do.
And they do go nationwide. But it's kind of irrelevant on any of that right now. What's relevant is these laws that are trying to be passed into California. Because like I said, it starts in California, and then it goes nationwide. All right. Let's go ahead and finish reading what the rest of these bills are. All right. We talked about the doctors getting their medical certifications revoked.
Yes.
For speaking out what they feel is right and what they feel is wrong, or healthy and unhealthy, dangerous and not dangerous. You know, something that might kill you or might not kill you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not going to pretend I am a doctor, even if I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. I'm not a doctor. All right. SB 866 lowers the age of vax consent to 12 without parental consent or knowledge. That one right there really, really irks me and really bugs me. Because we all know how easily kids are swayed. These kids are too young to make up decisions on their own at 12 years old. Without parents' consent. What happens is these kids go to school. They tell the class, okay, well, get in line. Everybody that gets vaxxed everybody that gets a shot gets a candy bar. Or they offer them up something better, you know, whatever it takes to get them to do what they want them to do. Well, when they see their buddy Johnny getting in line because he got a candy bar, well, they're going to want a candy bar too, right? So they're going to get in line. Next thing you know, they go home. Parents have no idea about it.
No, because the school doesn't have to call them.
That's wrong. That's totally wrong. But yet they're still going to pass this. They've already wrote the bill up. Are they going to pass it? Yeah, they're going to shove it. They're going to shove it right through. It's got to be stopped. If you disagree with me, let me know. All right, let's get into the next one. That one there's the one that bothered me the most. And not like the rest of them didn't bother me.
But that one right there, you know.
We already know how naive children are.
They don't know how to make decisions like that. They need to have their parents to advise for what is best and what is not best for them.
I know if my kid went to school and they did that to my child, I'd probably be in prison because somebody would. I'm not even going to tell you what I'd do. I'm sure you know what I would do. All right, let's go into SB 1464. It requires law enforcement to enforce public health guidelines or lose their funding. All goes back to the money, guys. All goes back to the money. It doesn't matter what's right or wrong. It matters who gets money and who don't get money. You tell me if that's right. SB 1479 requires schools to create long-term testing plans and report test results to CDPH. Doesn't that go against HIPAA guidelines? But we'll leave that one right there. SB 1390 prohibits any person/entity for making statements government deems untrue or misleading by any means, including on the internet or ads. So basically they're saying whatever I'm saying right here, right now,
can't say it.
They can lock me away and throw away the key. Whatever they
at their discretion,
whatever they deem
misinformation,
law, legal or not legal, not what's legal or not legal. Whatever they deem. That's the word that gets me. Deem. Let's go on to SB 1184. It authorizes school health personnel to disclose child's medical info without the parent's consent to a third party. I believe we have a law in place already called HIPAA. That goes right back to HIPAA. But they passed this law that HIPAA no longer matters, right? Excuse you, T.
TT's pissed off too.
She don't like what she's hearing. AB 1797 creates an immunization tracking system giving all government agencies access to vax records of all persons. AB 1993 requires proof of COVID-19 vax for all employees and independent contractors to work that work in California. But yet there are no mandates, remember?
And they're trying to pull this, and whatever starts in California and is passed in California spreads nationwide. And we've seen it happen over and over and repeatedly. Is this
AB 5 in California, for instance? The EPA laws for running DEF systems in your truck. It started in California. Now every truck being built right now has DEF systems. Everything starts in California, guys. And if we don't get on top of this now, we're going to be fighting that too in D.C. So we need to get on top of that before it even gets to a federal level. And then worry about what's going on in D.C. Not that we forgot about what's going on in D.C. None of us has forgot what's going on in D.C. We're trying to keep the fight to where it don't grow out of hand, which is already out of hand anyway. But we don't need it to be any larger than what it is. So Christy says, I thought we were fighting for all, not just California. Are you not listening to what I'm saying, Christy?
That's the problem. It'll
It's going to
start
be
in
for
California, and it's going to spread across the nation.
We got to fight for the laws going to California right now, because right now it's just California law. But if they pass it, guess who it's going to affect next?
Other states will adopt it.
It's going to affect you. It's going to affect me. And we don't live in California. This is getting out of hand. Our government, the overreach is far surpassed government overreach. It is tyranny. It's communism. I mean, whatever you want to call it. It's wrong, period. I don't know if there's a word that would describe what it is. I'm outraged. And if you're not outraged, then maybe you just don't get it. And I think most of you are just as outraged as I am. But believe me, we're going to have the trolls in here, and they're going to talk down on it. They may not make it in time if it gets passed on Tuesday, somebody said. I believe it's going to the House on Tuesday. It's not becoming law on Tuesday. That's the thing. You know,
it's a process.
Nothing in the government happens quickly. And let's just say that it does get passed into law. But we need to bring light to the subject, because most of us doesn't even know that was happening. Did you know it was happening? I didn't know it was happening. Gina says, we are outraged here in California. Well, Gina's in California. She knows what it's about. But the rest of this country doesn't. This is the first time hearing about it. Fry TV, appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Fry TV.
I'm just flabbergasted. I don't have words, and I'm just so angry right now that I want to. I can't even speak.
Darcy said California, New York, and Illinois always follow each other.
Exactly.
That's what it is. It starts in one place and it spreads. So if we can stop it in the place that it's beginning, or that they're trying to make it happen, we can keep it from spreading all over.
The snoring you hear is our old English bulldog.
It's TT. she's home and
It's
she's
the people
sleeping
from
under
Pride
the...
TV that come over and never heard TT snoring. That's just what she does.
TT's in a deep sleep.
Well, I read the law. I read the bills that have passed. Let me pull up the comments so I can kind of keep track. What are you on?
Facebook.
Facebook. Let me go over to YouTube and open that up, guys. Sorry if I missed your comments. I'm outraged. I'm outraged on what's going on. And I know some people were upset in Hagerstown, and I apologize if you're upset in Hagerstown. We love you guys to death.
Yes.
Me and Mrs. G, we were planning on going back there, and we are planning on going back there. We do need to make some money and pay our bills so we can keep
fighting.
Doing what we do. But this is bigger than me and Mrs. G, and this is bigger than Hagerstown. This is huge, and it needs to be addressed. Have we forgot about what's going on in D.C.? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But this all ties right back to it.
Anthony said, California is the root of all evil. It will not end there. Government is wanting to own you.
And that's what's happening, guys.
Kathy says, was this known a few days ago or just today?
I'm just finding out about it today.
We just found out about it today.
I haven't been there since Tuesday, so I don't know what they've known, but this is the first has been brought to my attention.
Dee said, see, most don't even know what they are trying to sneak past us. And if you think it won't hit your state, you're wrong. I'm watching our government overreach here in Canada too. See, our Canadian brothers and sisters see what's going on. And they started this fight before we did. And they're wanting, they're wanting the same thing we want.
Denise says, I can't believe they're heading back to California on Tuesday. What do you want them to do? What do you want to be done, Denise? Should we just let California pass that and then stay right there next to D.C. and wait until the law gets passed and it spreads nationwide, and that's just another fight we have to fight? Or do you want to fight it while it's small and it's only one state and we don't have to fight it nationwide?
Like we're doing now, fighting it nationwide. I sure as heck don't want our grandsons going to school without their parents' knowledge and getting something put into their body that their parents have no idea is happening.
H. Shalom said, this has been known here. We have been trying to tell people. H. Shalom, it's the first I've heard of it, buddy.
First we've heard about it.
Sincerely, it is the first I've heard about it. And I'm sure you've been yelling it from the top of your lungs. But unless you have the reach to get out to many people, then it becomes a whisper. I didn't hear about it. And I wish I would have.
Jamie said, I have taken the vaccine by my own choice, but I believe what they are doing is extremely wrong.
It is wrong. It is wrong. And like I've told you guys from the beginning, if you want to take the shot, we'll fight for your right to take that shot.
Yes.
If you don't want to take that shot, we'll fight for your right not to take the shot.
Someone did ask if the convoy that was heading towards Hagerstown needed to turn around.
That's going to be a question for the organizers, to be honest with you. I know there's a freedom convoy tomorrow in Harrisburg, a medical freedom, I said freedom convoy. There's a medical freedom rally in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania tomorrow. And that's one of the things that I was working on when I told you guys that I was working on some things for the convoy. I was working on getting some trucks over there to Doug Mastriano's medical freedom rally. And because I've got access to them, and the convoy wanted to be a lot of the people in the convoy wanted to be there, so I was reaching out to Senator Doug there, and he wants them there, and so that's one of the things that I was working on.
Charlie said, we have a governor that thinks these bills are okay in our state too. I say BS, overreach by the government. They work for us.
Yeah, they should work for us. But do they work for us? No, they don't work for us. And that's the problem.
Becky said California people need to make a ruckus till the convoy can get there.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. You people in California, step up now. Step up now. We're coming.
Jeannie said, how many people complaining have been involved with the convoy?
Well, I've seen thousands involved with the convoy just right here online. Thousands at the overpasses that have been involved with the convoy. Thousands of people that support this. Should I say tens of thousands. Break of Dawn says 100% Canada is with you. Thank you, Canada.
You, Canada.
Lori says Massachusetts always follows California also. We just got a bill passed that is only in California that we can only buy cage-free eggs now.
Stephanie said California has people going to Sacramento on the 30th to protest AB 1993, meeting in an assembly room.
Joe McGraw says, I don't know why they hid that. I'm going to unhide it. It says California is an all Democrat. They won't give in. I don't know if they'll give in or if they won't give in. I know we had a meeting with the congressman there in California, and Mike went down there and he met with them. At this point, we can't just sit around and absolutely do nothing. We got to gather people, as many people as we can, and we got to bring light to the subject. And if we show up in mass numbers,
they can't avoid us.
They can't avoid you. The news can't avoid you if the mass numbers are there.
Judy said, Mike said in the evening meeting that he just heard about it today. When he spoke about it all in Hagerstown, was surprised.
Lock them all up. God wins. Hello. Glad to see you both of you going to California.
Rona said, we're fighting all this here in Canada. Do what you can and bless you all. Thank you, Rona.
Alice here says, aren't there truckers already in D.C. that can fight in California?
Sherry said, what are the bills they're trying to pass? There are several bills that they're trying to pass. The one of them that sticks out the most to us is the one where your child can be the age of 12 and give their own personal consent without advisement from their parents. So your child could go to school and get the shot and come home and tell you they've taken the shot, but it doesn't matter whether you give the permission or not.
Tennessee 116 says the People's Convoy and the people in Cali and the move will build again. We'll build again, and that's what we need. We need to gather as many people as we can and show our outrage, our frustration, show our support and our unity.
Dottie said,
non-support and unity, should I say?
Dottie said, I live in California and I'm a Republican, but there aren't enough of us to override all this crap. Derillos out here, everybody starts fighting it because it's going to be a battle.
I seen how many people showed up just to the launch off of in Adelanto. Mm-hmm. There was quite a few people there that were exactly for what we're doing here. We seen a lot of people there in Arizona. We seen a lot of people from coast to coast. If we can gather them same people and actually get them to go to California and stop this and get them to realize that it's going to affect them. The people in California, it's going to affect them if they pass it. But the people that ain't in California, get them to realize it's fixing to affect them, should I say? Then I think we can make a statement.
June asked, aren't there chapters in the West that can go to California? The problem is, if they're the chapters in the West, they need backup. They need reinforcement. They need everybody to be there standing with them. Not a small group, but a very large group.
Ozymandias Moore says, Cali people need to do it, not us. Are you not listening to what I'm saying? Why not us? Why not us? Because it's only affecting California? It's going to affect you next. It's going to affect me next. It starts in California, guys. It always has and always will start in California.
Shauna said, the People's Convoy, and it's the People's Convoy, and it was never said they would only stay in D.C.
Salty Classic View says, we just need to cut California off the entire United States and then have a war between the United States and California.
There's people in California
there's some good people in California
that don't want this. Patsy said, people need to get their heads out of the sand. Pay attention. This cannot happen. We cannot continue this lifestyle of living. We were born free and we need to remain free.
You know, when Kitty Cat says California needs stopped now, and it's not California, it's the government in California. So let me specify that a little further, because I know plenty of good people in California.
Yes. Teresa said, we stand united. The American people will stand together. Remind people heading to California to stay peaceful and legally. They could pull you into inciting.
CC says there are people staying in the East that can't travel to California. We can give them a place to convoy out off, keeping their continuing DC pressure till we all get back. Yeah, I'm not sure what the total logistics are going to be honest with you, and that's all being worked out as we speak. Terry Smith says it's child abuse, and it is.
Roy said they are all installed instead of elected. This is what people need to wake up to.
Lock them all up. Godwin says, what's the plan? Logistics are being worked out as we speak.
Glenda said AB 1993 goes to SAC congressional hearing this Wednesday. Mark said, we have been fighting these BS ABs for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, let's just speak on AB5. AB5 started off in California. And if you guys aren't familiar with AB5, take a look at it. But it went national.
You guys see the pattern? Do you see the pattern?
Ladima Burns says we all need to keep fighting for the End Emergency Act in our states and support Cali. Deb Marcus says, I agree. Time to stop California. If we don't, this will spread to every state like wildfire. And that's what's fixing to happen. Gary, we appreciate you. Appreciate you for
Fry TV. Karen said the Freedom Convoy is staying in DC. The People's Convoy is going to California.
Oxymandus Moore says, we do not have the constitutional right to change the states, only their residents, but we can show up and support. We can show a presence. We can show them that they're not alone. Because that's what happens in a lot of these places is everybody thinks they're alone. And we've seen it for how long now? We all thought we were alone when we left Adelanto. We got all the way to Hagerstown there, and people found out that they weren't alone. A lot of people were afraid to come out of their homes for how long? Because they thought they were alone. Well, if we could show up in California and show the support to them and get this stopped and show mass numbers, how many people aren't going to feel like they're alone? How many people are going to step out of their homes? How many people are going to be with us there in California? As soon as they find out what it is that they're trying to shove down their throat, half the people around don't even know these laws that they're putting into place.
Into effect. Jackie said, why us? Because it affects all of us, even those that are resisting.
Those of us that are fighting for our freedom. Yeah, it said frightening, but I understand what she was saying. Keep this movement mobile. Motivate and wake up more people. And people need to be woke up. Running with the Wind says, yes, if we don't stop it here in California, it will go to Washington, Oregon, and all states. Please save the children. And that's what it breaks down to, guys.
It's our children.
That's what I'm so worried about is that child aspect of it. 12 years old, and you're going to tell me that they're going to be able to decide something like that on their own without a parent's consent. Guidance. So whatever teacher they have that indoctrinates them makes the decision for them. Even though they make this decision, do kids really make the decision for themselves? No, they're indoctrinated. They're easily swayed.
Bubba said if all of America were to stand up at one time, they would have no choice but to change what they are doing 100%.
Tammy Loftus says, do they need to turn around talking about the convoys? Tammy, you need to get a hold of the organizers and come up with that decision. Me and Mrs. G, we actually came here to visit with our children, and we didn't know nothing about this.
Not till we got home.
I didn't get to visit with my grandchildren, and I'm not complaining.
No, because we explain what's going on to our children, and our children know that they don't want this to happen. They have young children of their own that they don't want to see this happen to. They don't want to see them go to school and come home and they got a shot that their parents didn't want them to have. But because the government says they're of age, they can do it.
Lock them all up. So Godwin says, what state is home for y'all? Missouri. And so you might want to ask yourself, why is somebody in Missouri so worried about California? And we've been saying it for how long now? Is because the next place it's going to be is here. The next place is going to be is where you live.
I want to read this one. Maria said, if the doctors speak against the shots, does that mean if we get a note for medical reasons for our kids not to get the shot, will the doctors get their license revoked?
Do what?
Maria said, if the doctors speak against the shots, does that mean if we get a note for medical reasons for our kids not to get the shot, will that doctor get their license revoked?
Let's go right back to the ABs over here, and we'll talk about that. AB 2098 classifies anti-COVID medical opinion as unprofessional conduct, subject to discipline by the medical board. If that doctor tells a child or a parent that the child should not get it for any reason, that's anti-vax, or that's anti-COVID medical opinion. So yeah, they can.
James says, because they make them BS laws in early morning, so we don't have the chance to stop it. Shannon said they bribed them with pizza and ice cream.
Exactly. We were talking about candy bars, but you're exactly right. We're going to have if everybody in the class does it, we're going to have a pizza party, guys.
Exactly.
Seen it since I was a kid.
Judy said they are trying to make this a communist country. You are so right, Mr. G. Kevin said the whole country needs to know what they are proposing in California. This convoy will raise awareness on its way there.
People just need to realize that this isn't just California, and we need you guys all to blast it and let people know this isn't just California. Right now it's just California, but when are the others going to be outraged? When it's Texas, when it's Arizona, when it's Oregon, when it's Washington, when it's Montana, so on and so forth.
Tracy said, I'm in North Carolina and very concerned about California.
You and me both.
Bernadine said, this is exactly what they are saying.
Okay, Tobacco wrote us, and I'm glad you said this, because there's another point I wanted to make. It says 12-year-olds can already choose other vaccines without parental consent in California. Hepatitis B and human papilloma are two of them. But should a child make those decisions without advice from their parents?
Yes.
Without consent from their parents?
They need their parents' guidance.
That same child can't have a beer without being 18, right? That same child can't do other things without consent from their parents. But all of a sudden, it's okay for that child to do it because the government says it's okay to do it. So where do we draw the line?
Betty said, they are our children and not the government. We are the ones that have the right to make the decisions for our children and not the government. The government needs to stop thinking our kids belong to them.
And that's what they're doing. They want to parent our children. They want to indoctrinate our children. Next thing you know, our children believe whatever they tell them, and we're watching it happen. We've seen it happen right in front of our eyes. We're no longer raising free thinkers. Even us as parents think we're raising a free thinker. They go to school and they brainwash these kids and turn them around to where they're no longer the free thinker we think they are. And I don't mean you specifically, guys, so don't say, well, my child thinks just free on his own. How many others do you see that don't?
Ron said yes, and it will make the religious exemption null and void. Roy said all people need to stand up. It will take more than a handful for these evil, corrupt politicians to get the point that we have all had enough. And that's exactly what the point we're making. And that is the reason that the convoy is going to California.
Tammy V says, I'm in Utah. I will head to California as well. We're going to need everybody.
Thank you.
We're going to need everybody.
Roxy said, I'm in Colorado. We always follow California and had thousands of Californians move to Colorado.
Yes, you're exactly right. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mary said, I have an awesome doctor. I was told by my doctor I shouldn't get it due to my medical condition.
Well, your doctor's no longer going to be able to tell you that.
They can't advise you that if they pass this.
Bonsai Badger says, it's like the saying goes, if you don't stand up for others, there will be no one left to stand up for you when it's your time, when your time comes. And I've been saying that myself, brother, and it's the truth. It's the truth. Linda Lou says, yes, they said no exemptions.
Kim said, a child don't have to tell you what's going on with them at 14. They sign the medical papers themselves and have to sign for you to know anything.
Eddie says, do people go for a tattoo instead of a vax? Heck, it might, the way things are going, it might wind up both. You either get vaxxed or you're going to get tattooed on your forehead, or vice versa. You get vaxxed and tattooed on your forehead.
Excuse me.
Or heck, what's next? Concentration camps?
Allison
Phil
said,
Career says, why does everyone think Cali sucks? It's not California that sucks.
We don't
what
think the
sucks is
people.
the government that are making these laws, the elected officials that are making these laws. That's what sucks. California is a beautiful, beautiful state. The people that I've met there are awesome. I've met far more good people in California than I have bad. It's the elected officials that people have a problem with.
Allison said, but people won't stand together. Thus the reason they try to constantly divide us.
Shannon says, if you can't physically go, at least be praying over California. And thank you for the super chat.
Super chat, clap.
I'm sorry, we're mad.
I know,
we're angry.
we missed.
And it's not that we're not happy, and we appreciate the super chat. It's just,
And the stars, guys. It's just, we're burnt up right now.
yes.
We're thinking about our grandkids' future and your grandkids' future and the next generation after that.
I know before I heard this, I heard some people saying, well, he lied. He said he was coming back to Hagerstown, and he's not coming back. I never said I wasn't coming back. My whole plan was to go back. I just don't promise I'm going nowhere. Because, heck, what if I die tomorrow? I die a liar. You know, I don't make promises. I was planning on going back to Hagerstown. I still plan on going back to Hagerstown. Heck, I plan on going back to Hagerstown even if we win and we don't need to do any protesting, because I love the people there. They've become family to us.
Tony said, what everyone needs to understand, there's strength in numbers. United we stand, divided we fall.
Alex says, if I didn't have a 3-year-old, I would roll with you to California. No, I get it.
I understand that. Mark said, when is the People's Convoy coming to California and where in California? The logistics of that are being worked out as we speak. And as soon as we get updates, we will let you guys know.
Kennedy says that's an illogical fallacy, but okay. Beverly Davis says they are using out children as our children as guinea pigs, forced to take the shot and then track them for what it does to them, instead of doing it like other jabs, 10 years of testing. Yeah, I seen one company that's outraged that Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, they got their stuff approved after 3 weeks, and they're mad because they didn't get their shot approved after 7 weeks. 7 weeks of testing, you're going to tell me it's okay? 3 weeks of testing, you're going to tell me it's okay?
Linda said, we need to blast this info all over social media and to our communities. Rachel said, in California, when your kid turns 13, you no longer have access to their medical records without the child's consent.
Somebody's talking about how birth certificates mean they own you. Birth certificate doesn't mean that anybody owns me. I mean, I don't care what a word says. I'm a human being, and I have human rights. So just because whatever a piece of paper says and whatever your research says doesn't mean anybody owns me. Maybe you. I don't know.
Loretta said, wow, they just don't seem to stop pushing this shot, do they? So sad they got to go after the kids.
Heard tonight the convoy's moving. That's what we're speaking of right now.
Hey, Cassandra.
Deborah D says, Mr. G, you are correct. Some of us can't leave California because we are taking care of our seniors. I want to leave but can't, and don't agree with the democratic ways. Carrie Rose says that Trucker G, will the G's join the convoy to California? They're working on the logistics of it right now. I need to figure out, and I'll know within the next day to 2 days, whether we need to head back to Hagerstown and join the convoy, or if we need to meet them halfway in the center.
That's right.
In the center. But will I be in California? I will be in California.
Cheryl said the entire worldwide convoys got even bigger when these a-holes started on all our precious babies worldwide. Us mamas and G-maws are flipping fed up. This is BS.
It is BS. It is BS. Can I afford to do this? No, I can't afford to do this, guys. A lot of us can't afford to do this. A lot of you can't afford to do this. But you can't afford not to do it.
I would live in a cardboard box on the side of the road if it meant that my grandkids do not have to endure this type of future.
Bumper Jack says, my pop was 100 years old and wouldn't let me see him. Was escorted, and they wouldn't let me see him. Was escorted off the hospital property.
So sorry.
Brian Lake says, I'm so frustrated that I am the sole caretaker for my wife and 7-year-old grandson. I want so much to be there standing on the front lines of this fight.
We understand that. We know you have to take care of them.
There's a lot of people that do have valid reasons for not going, but there's a lot of people that just don't have valid reasons for not going.
Because it's not affecting them at the moment. Debbie said barcodes are coming for our wrist to scan through every register in the country when we want to purchase anything or identify ourselves sooner than later. People need to wake up.
Jay Delaney says they think we're animals. If your pet has a litter, the mother doesn't have any control what happens to them.
Barbara said, sounds like California wants to start population control because people have died from getting the shot, including children.
Do you really think it's just California that's putting them up to it, though? Think about it. We know a lot of laws come out of California. Are the rest of them all in cahoots and say, you know what, if you guys put this through, we can get it done here. We can get it done there. Don't think they ain't all in cahoots with each other. We need you guys to get it done in California first. That way we can push it through to this state. Then once we push it to this state, then we know this state will do it because this state owes this state a favor. And next thing you know, you got federal law. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about politics, guys. I've told you once before, I'm not the most educated person in the world. But what I do know is when we're being hustled and when we're being conned.
Heidi said, my sister says you are giving everybody bad information with a laughy face. I don't think so.
Really? I'm not giving you information. I'm reading what their ABs say. And I'm telling you what my opinion is on their ABs. So if that's bad information, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm giving you my opinion. I'm telling you what I see. If you disagree with me, I want you to disagree with me. If you agree with me, that's great, but do it on your own accord. I'm not asking nobody to believe what I say. But I am reading the ABs. You tell me what it means if I'm wrong.
Sean said critical race theory is brainwashing the children. One of the many reasons why we pulled our kids out of public school and the charter school they were in, and now we completely homeschool.
Wes Robinson says, you lost the fight in D.C. to Pelosi, and you expect different results in her home state? Seriously? Who said we lost? Who said we gave up? The fight ain't over.
No.
The fight ain't over. Tobacco Rhoda says, I agree with you. I'm pointing out that the horses already left the barn in California. The problem is bigger than a pending legislation. So are we supposed to just sit back and do absolutely nothing? That's my question to you. Where does it stop?
Mark said, oh, trust me, I've been pissed off.
And do I think the horses already left the barn in California? No, I really don't think it's already left.
Mandy said, sad thing, anyone who spreads this on Facebook will be banned.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But am I going to get banned for my opinion? I guess if they ban me for my opinion, then we have another major problem in this country, which we already know we do. I'm not trying to give you guys no information as far as misinformation or real information. I'm giving you the AB5s, and I'm telling you what my opinion is on those AB5s. I want you to come up with your own opinion on it. I want you to read them. I want you to tell me what you think about them. I know what a lot of us think about them. I know what a lot of us are going to do. What are you going to do? Denise says, I'm in Illinois with a grandchild about to be born in California. May God be with us all. Kennedy says, y'all are cute. Read a book. Okay.
Debbie said, check out California State Convoy to get the info or Google it. Be careful where you get your info from through. Go to California legislator.gov and look it up. Lori said, as Benjamin Franklin commented at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, we must indeed all hang together, or most assuredly we shall all hang separately.
Takia says, at Trucker G and Mrs. G, what about Antifa? Back channel's already saying 6 to 7 vehicles ready to follow this convoy. I could really care less about Antifa, to be honest with you. It's not going to stop them. And I don't care about them. What matters is what you believe and what you don't believe. What's Antifa going to do?
Betty said the fight is not over. It's just begun.
I know I'm scrolling past a lot of this stuff just because I don't know nothing about it. I'll have to do a little more research. And so I hate to even speak on it.
Roy said, I live on Social Security. I can't afford to pick up and travel all over the country, but I stand up 100% about this movement.
John Curtis says this fight isn't over till we win. And you're right. 119 Angel's Eyes says, I support you all and wish people would understand that y'all are going to where you all needed. Just like Mike said, y'all will be back in D.C. when y'all take care of that issue.
Lori said, I'm sorry. I was thinking G's After Dark was supposed to be fun, not about all this.
This ain't G's After Dark.
Hold on. I thought this was daytime talk, but I forgot. This is freedom. My apologies. Carry on.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why we didn't label it
This
G's After Dark.
This isn't G's After Dark, guys. It's looking like as late as it is, there probably won't be a G's After Dark tonight, to be honest with you.
No.
Like I said, we still haven't eaten nothing all day. We hadn't had supper. We hadn't had breakfast. We hadn't had lunch. I didn't get to visit with my grandbabies. I'm glad Mrs. G did. But some things are more important. I mean, not that my grandbabies ain't important. What's important is my grandbabies.
And that's why we're doing
my temporary visit with them tonight isn't as important as my grandbaby's future.
Colleen said, Canada's not backing off, and I know you guys are still standing for freedom. Ooh, that rolled real fast.
Tom R says they tried to recall the governor, but they voted him back in, so I guess this is what they want. Don says, at Trucker G, we have to stick together.
Bruce said, I'm happy they're going to Harrisburg tomorrow for the rally tomorrow, then coming to California after that.
Hippie Long says, wonder how many of you collecting? I don't know what you're talking about, Hippie Long.
Maybe collecting people.
Oh, how many of you collecting? Yeah, you'll have to elaborate, buddy. Beach Lady said, homeschooling is great, especially nowadays. Do it while you still can. But not all people can, People have to work. They have to pay bills.
Oh, someone dropped all
the ABs.
Yes, and the dates.
And I see the dates, and I'm double checking on them dates.
Mitchell said, thank you for fighting for everyone's freedoms. Keep organizing and keep pushing. Millions of Californians are with you.
It's funny how some of these people are fighting really hard to talk bad about what I'm saying, and they're pushing it as much as they can. Somebody said, should I send you pizza? We live in a place where there is no way to send pizza, but I appreciate
we don't
the
get
gesture.
Grubhub or pizza deliveries that way out in the boonies where we live.
I'll probably end up heating up a frozen pizza is probably what I'll do.
Vicky said a list of the bills is on Tyler Lee for Congress Facebook page. Yeah, there you go.
I sent Tyler over the information I had.
Monica said, we got a convoy in Oklahoma and it will be going to the Capitol in Oklahoma City. And then Marla asked, what is the date?
Guys, as soon as I know dates, I'll be putting them out there. Right now, I know logistics are being worked out. Carrie says, Cali is also going to require a lot more money being raised for the convoy. Everything is much more expensive there.
Karen said, you need to get some rest so you can stay in the fight.
Oh, I don't plan on quitting. I mean, I'll quit when I'm dead. At Fox Mulder, he's like that.
Diane said, there's always strategy in war, and we are in a war. We need to fight for all freedoms. Remember, united we stand, divided we fall. Let's stay united.
Nancy Fancy says, who cares about Antifa? These are truckers and a convoy. I'm not scared of nobody. I mean, what's an ass whooping? And what's worse you can do? Kill me? Hell, I'm half dead already.
Bob said, thank you, G's, for standing with California. We love you guys. We love you guys.
Jaxana says, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. G. I live in the Central Valley of California. I'm a mom and grandma and very scared. I'm 60 and my elders have passed. My children are in their 30s and I feel I'm being too radical.
Pat said, I was taught as a child that if in any fight worth fighting, just remember that if you get knocked down, you get up and you keep on fighting.
David Nurse says, get a beat down. Yeah, I ain't scared of that. Whoa. Lock them out all up. God wins. There are trolls in here. Hey, trolls, enjoy the show. Best yet to come. Patriots will win.
Sarah said, so glad the truck show went well, that you are home and was safe travels. Thank you for sharing this with all of us. We have to stand together or divided we will fall.
Michael, or Craig, I'm going to start calling you Chrysix. That way I don't have to say CRXESS. Chrysix says, California is trying to pull a Canada. Michael Bowman, we need to campaign finance reforms as well as lobbyist reforms in every state. Liquid Yum says, don't waste your time justifying your stance to the naysayers or trolls. Unfortunately for themselves, they are too stupid to realize what they are included in. That they are included in We the People.
Cheryl said, love y'all. My husband and I are with y'all. This is shocking. I'm grateful y'all are home. God's perfect timing. Y'all need to be with your family. Number one priority.
H. Shalom says, search California legislators proposed new slate of COVID-19 vaccine laws. Big article posted March 2nd. Yeah, send that over to, you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, do me a favor and shoot a message over to me. I'd like to read that. If not, I'll see if somebody on Facebook has it and they can send it to me. As long as it's not too long.
Barbara said, just went to California government. The bills are there.
DJ Vian says, can we physically make it to Shaky before the voting process takes place? Right now it's just a bill, right? Doesn't have to pass.
I'm not sure the logistics of that.
It's not just all of a sudden it's
a process.
It's a law. It's not all of a sudden it's a law. It has to go through a process, does it not?
Jackie said, this convoy, I believe, has changed the way people will vote in November, and that's a win.
SoCal 1776 says, Antifa is weak. We have beat them down in Cali. Anne Marie says, take comfort, God wins.
Larry said, how long you staying around Marshfield? I'm not sure how long we will be home. We have stuff we've got to take care of tomorrow. And like I said, I have to clean the truck and everything. Days.
And if you're around Marshfield,
holler to us.
Holler at us. Nebraska Hellbilly says, the homeless camp is already packed. I guess, I don't know what they're talking about. What?
Julie said, these are crimes against humanity. The Democrats and everyone involved need to be held accountable.
Yeah. Jim Thirdkill says, California is trying to disregard the Constitution and do their own thing. These laws will be challenged in the Supreme Court. These California bills are unconstitutional.
Thank you, Maureen. Maureen said, I just sent you the info on the bill, Mrs. G. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Whoa.
Angela says, thank you. Thank you. If you come to California, we'll stand stronger to regain freedom. Still love it here. Beautiful. But need a bigger, loud voice to wake up more people, and dictator lawmakers will have to listen. And that's exactly it.
Debbie said, Mr. and Mrs. G, are you getting my messages? They're stopping my messages. Let me know and thank you. We have not looked at our messages today.
I've got an admin that deals with the messages, and she hadn't said anything, or she might have. I haven't had a chance to even talk to her admin.
No. Dawn said, when do our voices be heard?
Thank you for the stars, Dawn.
Thank you for the stars. Stars salute.
That's what I'd like to know. When are our voices going to be heard? When are we the people going to be thought of before them their pocketbooks? Dawn says, I love my family.
Karen said, hi, Mr. and Mrs. G. Thank you for all you do. I'm still LMAO every time I think of the bunny hat. Man, you made my day on your birthday in DC. Thank you.
Peter, I mean, if you I'm not even going to respond to your comment there.
Raymond said, we the people are pissed.
Yeah. Tina says they're going to get a run over here.
Eugene said, hey, Eugene. He said, I need to get things situated at my house, but me and Sailor are going to pack up and we're going to be heading to California to stand up for our God-given rights by the Constitution and the people who died for us. It is time for us to stand up.
Diane Sunshine Wolf said, did this convoy ever get or even apply for a free permit to protest in D.C.? Lawyers, guns, and money. The United Nations is in New York. This convoy is a sad display of agenda. Really? So you really think they're going to give you a permit? I don't know if they put in for a permit or not, but you really think they're going to give that the convoy a permit when they blocked all exits? Wake up. Wake up. Sounds like you're a pretty educated person. When are you going to stop being blind? Or maybe you're being paid.
Anthony said, sounds like where I live, we are so far in the sticks that they have to pipe in sunlight. Glad you made it home. Love you all, and good night till tomorrow. Good night, Anthony. Get you some rest, hon.
Some of these just really have no merit of even answering, to be honest with you.
Jerry said, we need to stop this now or it's going to put us another step closer to a civil war that we do not want or need.
Oh, I really think they want it. We don't want it. I don't want it. But I guess if it happens, I'd much rather see me fight it than my grandchildren. I don't want to see a civil war. I want to see us come together. I want us to wake up and realize we have more in common with each other than we think we have. Most of us just want to go to work and have a good life and feed our families. And I think people on both sides of the line can agree to that. Can you not, all you naysayers, can you not agree with that? We just want to go to work. We want to feed our families. We don't want to have to deal with all this stuff. But we have to.
Jenna said, somebody is sleeping peacefully. Is that TT? Yes, she's underneath the kitchen table and it's echoing.
I got way behind on comments, guys.
Whoa. Patty said, permits were applied for. They wanted an exact number and people and names. The leadership couldn't tell people
who could
or couldn't go into D.C. That's
exactly. I knew that myself, but I just left it at that.
Brenda said, I've talked to a young man at Mountain Grove. He didn't know what you truckers were doing, and I gave him the details that you all were fighting for our freedom, and they all need to wake up and understand if we stand together, this world is not. I want to be around. I cannot believe how many young people have no idea what is going on, but they really don't want to understand.
Wendy says, Amen, Trucker G. John Thompson says, thank you for your effort. Full of Fortitude says, I agree with Trucker G. I want my grandkids to live the way I was allowed. Gypsy Moon says, I'm so glad to hear both of your beautiful voices and seeing your smiles. Enjoy your time with your family.
Karen said, this is one of the reasons they don't want to give up the Emergency Act.
Virgil says, God, guts, and guns. Vietnam vet. Appreciate your service,
Thank you
Virgil.
For your service. Rhonda said, we the people have to come together and stand up. Wake up, people. Wake up now.
Q King Charles says, the Teamsters have to strike, park their trucks for them to get anything done. I don't know why the Teamsters ain't outraged and getting on board with this, to be honest with you. Maybe the people that are running the Teamsters have something involved with it. They're getting kicked on the backside. I really don't know.
Roy said, most people don't want to get off the couch. They know what's going on, but if it doesn't affect them financially, like big time, they just don't care.
Patty says, I miss you guys already. When are you coming back? Right now, I don't know what's going on. I'm waiting for the logistics of this California thing to get put in play, and then we'll know.
We're kind of sitting in limbo right now, but we're waiting patiently to find out.
says, I agree with G.
Pauline said, not all Californians are liberals. This is our home, and we want the freedoms we used to have.
The Real Hecky says, if the kids are allowed, not forced, what is the problem? Because they're children. That is the problem. They are children. They're easily swayed. They're naive. They don't have the ability to make an informed decision for themselves. That's why we are parents. We don't need the government to parent our children.
Thomasina said, 100% agree with you, Mr. and Mrs. G.
The real heck, your comment sounded like a pedophile's comment. Well, if they're not forced and the kids should be allowed. Sounds like a comment from a pedophile.
Denise said, look up who is buying all property around the railroads and big farms. I'll give you a hint where this virus came from.
Jill Bill says, we want the American dream. Ward says, World Economic Forum's Great Reset. James Sked says, sounds like a little sad man. Trolls ignore them. Sir, love is the key. Bev Griffin, I will follow you in California. Sacramento is about 2 to 3 hours from where I live.
Judy said, love you, Mr. and Mrs. G from Canada. We love you guys.
RV said, Trucker G, when and where are you going to be in California? I'll be letting you guys know as soon as the logistics are worked out.
It gets figured out. Kristen said they don't understand because it doesn't affect them just yet. And that's the problem.
John Scott is that's the best you got, buddy. Go to work. Don't worry about me.
Like I said, I'd rather live in a cardboard box on the side of the road than give up my children to the government or my grandchildren.
743 unknown says, you guys are doing a lot. I'm doing what I can, guys. And that's all I can do. I'm doing what I can. And if we all did what we can, this world would be a better place. I mean, even you trolls, if you did what you can instead of spending so much time trying to stop things, maybe just do what you can of being a better person and worrying about others more than you do yourselves. Linda says, wow, you are so right, Mr. G. KS Warhorse says, Tet sounds like a whoopee cushion. Patricia Freeman, Brian went MIA just in time. He knew he wasn't going to California. This convoy needs strong leadership.
Brian has to take care of
Brian's
business.
got to take care of some business at home. I'm not worried about what Brian's doing. I'm worried about what California's doing.
Beth said, padded pockets of those who in charge, the Teamsters like the ATA.
Two checks has blocked the southern border. Yeah, that'll show California, won't it? Graybeard says, I want to take a nap on the doggy bed. She's on the floor.
On a tile floor, just crashed out.
Baby Aga says, yes, sir. John Curtis, yes, I just want to work and enjoy my life.
Cheryl said, side note for humor, on ride home, we had fun in the back seat and mama and daddy getting gas.
John Curtis says, yes, I just want to work. Oh, I said that. Daniel Smith says, yes, G, some of these comments don't warrant a response.
Don says, I don't know how the ones that say this doesn't affect everyone can even look at their kids or their grandchildren.
Carol Ann says, fluoridated water has kept too many people weak. Love one another says, God love has the power to change the imagination of men. And you're right. Shofar says, prayer and fasting. You are in my prayers. Thank you, Shofar. Appreciate it, buddy.
Penny said, I live in New York. It's just as bad on these laws as California.
Ward says, the problem with our country is that everyone has an opinion. G family, Google Event 201 right now and read it to your people. Why was the World Economic Forum a part of the pandemic? I'll have to read it. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm live right now. But if it changes my mind on something after I read it, I'll let you know and appreciate the super chat.
Clap.
Super chat clap.
Janice said, thank you both for all that you do. We will win. It just takes time. If each of us does a little, it will make a difference. Like the ripples of a pebble thrown in a pond.
LGO says, I have been so inspired by the Convoy for Freedom. I too believe in the freedom of all Americans to enjoy their God-given rights, to enjoy the McRib every day now. Every day. McRibs are freedom. Elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough. That's kind of funny.
Sherry
I'm
said,
not trying to be funny right now.
Sherry said the dog is snoring. My cat is LOL.
Fox Mulder says, y'all scream, save the children, but when it really matters, you do nothing. Really? Is that right?
Then you obviously don't know
me.
us.
You don't know me at all. You don't know me from Adam.
Serena said they just voted live that they are going to Harrisburg in the morning, then packing up and heading to California.
Yeah.
Lynn says, like my granddaughter says, I refuse to co-parent my children with the government.
James Kidd said that comment about the kid says it's okay. And then, yeah, it may be banned too. Trish says peace. Bunch of doves.
Tara said, I love the common sense that Trucker and Mrs. G share. Keep educating the sheep.
Diane Sunshine Wolf says, drink. Just did.
Karen said, thank you for the info and fighting for us.
Bumperjack says, these live streams has been the best I have followed. The G is making, I think about making sense. It says taking sense. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to get anybody to follow me. Not. All I'm telling you is what my opinion is. And as a free thinker, I want you to come to your own conclusions. Thoughts. And that's the problem we have in this country is too many people are followers instead of free thinkers. And we need more free thinkers in this country. And I don't think anybody can disagree with that. And if they do, then maybe they're a follower. Maybe they're the sheep.
Excuse me. AD said we got to protect our babies. Yes, we do. 100% we've got to protect our babies. Ellen said they're leaving Tuesday for Cali.
Mary says at GRC, Event 201 was in October of 2019 and was a mock pandemic planned by the WEF and Gates and Soros. Like I said, I'd have to read on it, guys. And I'm not going to speak on something that I don't know about. I don't know a lot about it. But I did read your comment.
Pauline said, Mama Bears protect your children. Government should not be involved.
Save 1978 says, plutocratic oligarchy elites. Time to bail the cat.
Sloan said, bring back the draft and tighten up this thin-skinned generation.
Terry says, don't know why these trolls are here. If they don't care about freedom, go away. Diana Sunshine Wolf says, drink. I took a drink. I mean, I'm hitting hard tonight, as I do every night. Dr. Thunder.
Roy said, I really don't want to move out of California. I was born in and raised in California. I not want anyone pushing for what we like.
Like I said, California is a beautiful state. It's the government there that's the problem. Linnell says, who says Brian's not going to California? I don't know who says it. I mean, somebody made a comment about it. I spoke with Brian. He said he'll be there. Diane really wants me to drink my Dr. Thunder quick, doesn't she?
Sanders said, Tyler has it right. Follow the Lord and what he tells you to do.
Crazy Family Thing says, as Brian said, don't follow any one person. It takes a team. Steve says, Mr. G, you are on the same page as me. Linda's praying. Thank you, Linda. Kennedy says, you do nothing, bro. We're teachers, LOL. Who's a teacher?
Karen said, I thought my husband...
Oh, you do nothing? Bruh, we are teachers, LOL. I guess that's what they meant. Karen... She keeps saying drink. I don't know why she keeps saying drink.
I don't know. Karen said, I thought my husband was snoring. I think it's your dog, right? Yeah, that's T.
AMC Kingdom says, if we end the Emergency Powers Act, we won't need to go to California. Wake up. Yeah, we will. Because they're still passing those AB laws.
Belinda said, we are your overpass crew in Maryland. We love you guys. We love you guys.
Rough and Rowdy says, can't believe you've let some of these grifters into the movement. A bunch of streamers who have done nothing but trying to rake in money for themselves while giving nothing back. Gross. I don't know. Who are you talking about? At Ward, nobody cares. Panther says, Galatians 5:1, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to yoke of slavery.
Andy said, what is the temp there? With the wind chill, it is 16 degrees in Clear Spring.
That's a whole lot nicer here. I don't know what the temperature is, but I know it's nicer. Greg Greg says, these are just the birthing pains of cataclysmic climate change to come due to eclipsing the galactic plane.
Mike said, the problem is the government has their hands in too much crap that belongs to the American people's families.
Angel says, hey, Trucker G and Mrs. G, hope you're doing well. I enjoy watching your videos. Thank you.
Darlise said, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania tomorrow, then packing and leaving by Thursday for California, taking a different route, staying where it is warm.
Somebody said, like Jersey J, say freedom. Trish says, GWT 333 sends the spirit. Peace. Right on. She's talking about Tom. Semi-country living says, at Greg Byrne. That's true. I didn't catch it. Jeff Ellis says, because they gave our stimulus checks, or is it detimulus checks? I don't know what he's talking about. AMC Kingdom says, hashtag stay in DC.
Excuse me, guys.
The fight in DC ain't over.
Kelly said, I am infuriated by these asinine leftist politicians. Michelle said, if it weren't for streamers, this convoy would have gotten no coverage, truly.
Carl says, some in a bubble and don't care what's going on. Wait till their bubble pops.
That's exactly what I was saying
Terry
today.
Barker says, hi, love. Carmen Don't Forget says, Mr. and Mrs. G, hello, and stay strong in your fight for all of us Americans in the U.S. Thank you. God bless you all. Hassan says, Trucker G, 17, my brother. If you want to meet up, make ribs on me. Oh, make ribs on me. Love you guys. I'm trying not to laugh, but he's cracking me up. I kind of like McRibs.
So does Mook.
It's not that they taste good. It's
nostalgia.
It's nostalgia. It reminds me when I was a kid. Trish says, I subscribe. Thank you, Trish. Peter says, this is a scam. The convoy is over. It was a total failure and a waste of time. The convoy is over. It was a total failure and a waste of time. Keep telling yourself that, buddy. If it was that total failure and a waste of time, why are you here? Why are you even making the comment? I don't usually comment on stuff that ain't there.
If it's a waste of time.
But you guys are commenting on this so much, telling everybody it's a waste of time. It isn't real. It fizzled out. But yet you're taking a lot of energy putting that stuff in there.
Tammy said, I've done it now. Facebook won't let me like or comment on anyone else's comments.
Plandemic, not pandemic, is what Virtual Production said. Guys, like I said, all I do here is state my own opinions. You need to come up with your own follow what your heart tells you.
Sue said, like Brian said, the streamers help get the word out live. And like them or not, they help spread the word.
Buzzy181 says, Trucker G, please don't leave DC. The fight's not over. The fight is not over.
Anthony said, if you will not stand up for your children, then you are a poor excuse of a parent. Some of us need to pray more. Thank you to all the Freedom Convoy. Thank you to the G's. Let freedom run free.
Let's see. Journey CC Vlog says, thank you for holding the line for us trucking families who can't be there. RJ says, at Trucker G, when you're hauling, do you deliver loads of Dr. Thunder? You know, that's one thing I've never hauled. At least I don't know, because when you're delivering stuff to Walmart, a lot of times they have all kinds of stuff packed in that trailer.
Darlene said, Joe is happy. They are going his way home.
Yeah, I bet he is.
He needs to see his family.
Death Hater says both political parties are bought and paid for until corporate contributions to political campaigns become a thing of the past. Things won't change in the long run. And you're exactly right. And I'll say it once, I'll say it 100 times. George Washington said it himself in his farewell address. The parties are going to be the death of this country, and we're watching it. It's created further divide in this country until we're all divided. And we're seeing it. We're all becoming divided.
Donna said, I'm halfway to Hagerstown.
We are divided.
I'm halfway to Hagerstown, and now I don't know what to do. Go back home, go on to Hagerstown.
Reach out to Brian or Mike and ask them when they plan on leaving. I know they're still working the logistics. And how far is halfway to Hagerstown? If halfway to Hagerstown is 100 miles from Hagerstown, then I'd say go ahead and go on. I mean, if you're 1,000 miles, then I would try to figure it out myself. I wish I had the answer for you. As soon as I do, I'll give it to you.
Chuck said the fight is everywhere. Heidi said if laws like that are passed and medical personnel are not allowed to have their own opinions, more healthcare workers will quit and leave their jobs. We already have a struggling medical field with not enough workers.
Yeah. Don Bergdorf here, TT Storm. Millie Henderson at Fox Mulder. What are you talking about? Provide proof and evidence. Yeah, I lost that one. Truth Matters says the more trolls you have, the more successful you are. Congrats. Das Hound Lover says at Rose Fry, OTR. Denise McGuire, people should be thankful for the time and sacrifice the people of the convoy have invested and appreciate it. Bill says some that are disabled can't get off the couch. Sure would if I could. Twin stroke stopped lots of us. Nobody's telling you when they say get off the couch, they're pretty much talking about that person in their basement that just wants to be a keyboard wearer, or that person there that just don't want to do absolutely nothing, expects others to fight for their freedom.
Tony said our forefathers knew this day would come.
Yeah. Tabitha Lear says, one thing you don't do is mess with our children. Chris Ryan, do you support the new Biden tax on billionaires? I didn't read what the tax is on billionaires. Guys, I don't do politics. I just don't do politics, but I know when I'm being BS'd and I know when I'm being conned. And that's what it boils down to. There's a bigger agenda. I'm not even going to pretend like I know politics. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some educated person like a lot of others try to do. You know, they use these big fancy words to confuse people. Hell, I'm going to talk to you just like a regular person. I don't care what big words you use, what fancy PhD and other college degrees you have. That don't impress me a bit. What I do care about is when you hurt others, when you try to BS others, when you try to hustle others, when you try to scam people. That's what I care about. And we're being scammed, guys. That's what I'm seeing. Lions were lions. Royal Lion, that streamer that was kicked out is trying to defame your character. Yeah, I could care less. It's going to take a lot more than him to defame my character, because I don't really care what other people think about me. What I care about is what I know is in my heart and what my family thinks of me.
Nikki said, people need to make their kids work more. The service will not take them unless they can do certain things because their bones are not strong enough, and that's because parents are not making them work and do chores.
I figure if somebody's trying to defame my character and another person is what's gullible enough to believe them, then maybe I don't need them.
Vonda said, you two need to get some rest, geez. You guys gotta be tired driving all day. Chuck said, I'm so glad you two are taking a short break. You both deserve it. Thank you so much for all your hard work, for standing up for our freedom.
Troll for all the trolls bring attention and they don't realize it. Polly says, I wonder if... Well, that jumped really quick.
Denise said, Mrs. G is going to fall asleep on us with a laughing face. Guys, once I sit down after a day...
G says, Trigger G, I don't do politics either, and I just changed my registration to be able to vote in primaries. My friends know it. Know it's serious. If I'm talking about it. Bumper Jack says, need more common sense people in the world. AMC really wants us to stay in D.C. The fight's not over, AMC.
Linda said, "This is the prophecy from God. This convoy will win this. Hold the line."
Real Life says the world is empty in their prisons, so Joe could bring them across the border for workers. Takia Shatner says that Trucker G, really though, with a trucker-themed commercial, the McRib is back in Canada with the McCheese, grilled cheese, and Canadian bacon.
We heard about that commercial.
You know I haven't eaten supper, breakfast, or lunch, and now you're just trying to make me hungry. And I'm not even big on McDonald's. Randy says, hi from Ohio. Healing Frequencies Music. Hello. Music says that Deb. Now they're talking about some food again. Danny Lee says, my folks' co-workers are all worried about Russia-Ukraine thing, and they're kind of looking at me sideways when all I talk about is the convoy. Am I missing something here? We have war here. I don't speak a whole lot about the Ukrainian and the Russian thing because all I know is what they tell us on the news, and we already know they've lied to us so much on the news, so what should we believe? What we're being told on the news? The media has done nothing but lie to us. Am I saying it ain't happening? No, I'm absolutely not saying that. Am I saying that we shouldn't be worried about it? Absolutely not saying we should be worried about it. But we need to be worried about what's going on in our country in order to fight for other people's freedoms also. We can't just give our freedoms away to protect somebody else's freedoms. We must keep all freedoms. Human freedom, human rights.
Alice said, what does it take to get more media coverage? People that don't get on internet don't know what's going on. Keep up the good work.
Terry Barker says, Trucker G, I won't. Oh, I thought it says, I won't to give you a hug. I think it means I want to give you a hug. Heck, I love hugs. I love hugs. Pissy Pig says, hey, Jersey J, Black Lives Matter. I'm not Jersey J, guys. But black lives do matter. And so do white lives and everybody else's life. Human lives matter. Jeff Ellis, we all need to stop Biden's NWO idea fast. Peter Squancher at Jersey J, tell the chat about your arrest. Oh, I see. Jersey's on here.
Oh, okay.
Jersey J says, we're going because of you, supporters. Thank you, Trucker G and Mrs. G. Get some sleep. Taken down now. Let's go back to that Peter guy. Says, Jersey J, tell the chat about your arrests. I'm sure a lot of us have a background.
You have some cams going on there.
You have to.
I'm sure that you'll come to
get rid of them. And when I say we have backgrounds, I don't mean we have arrests. I'm sure a lot of us have done things in our past that we're not proud of. Maybe you were that little kid that stole a piece of bubble gum. If you were not a sinner and done something that was been wrong that you're not proud of, maybe you're just perfect. I've never met somebody that was perfect. Maybe I just run into somebody that's perfect, huh? You let me know. Are you perfect?
Wally said, Mr. and Mrs. G, I'm so glad you are home with your family, and I can tell you guys care about all the people. This is awesome.
William says, Trucker G, the people that got to know you from California to the racetrack know better than what he was saying. I guess I misunderstood, or I'm not getting it, guys.
Mike said, I ate at Zach's the other night, and it was awesome. P.S. I was thinking about you guys while I was eating the big crab cake and shrimp.
Wes Robinson says, biggest scam in America is the convoy promising results you can't deliver. I know personally, I didn't promise any results. I promised I was going to fight. I promised I'm going to do what I can do. But that's all I can do. I can only promise that. I can't promise a result that I don't know I can give. I can't promise that I'm going to do the best I can do.
Angela said, we all have skeletons in our closet.
Cynthia says, God is shaking the world at this historic time. Love you both, and Snoring Pup. God bless. Linnell says, McDonald's puke. Won't eat there. If you're hungry enough, you'll eat anywhere. Right about now, I'm pretty hungry.
Debbie said the past is the past, today is now, but we must fight for our future.
Ward says Social Security numbers to digital IDs via Bill Gates vaccines. This is the problem with the leaders of the people's convoys. I just left there today. Bill Gates event 201. Wake up, America. I don't know nothing about Social Security numbers to digital IDs via the Bill Gates vaccines. Guys, at the end of the day, I don't get into none of the political stuff. I don't get into a lot of these different stuff people call conspiracy theories and all that. I don't do a whole lot of reading on that. But I do know when I'm being hustled. I don't have to read all that stuff to know when I'm being hustled. When they start shoving stuff down your throat like this AB stuff in California, you don't have to do all that other reading. You just have to know when you're being lied to. And I know when I'm being lied to. The vaccines. I didn't have to do all that reading and research. I know when I'm being lied to. So I'm not going to pretend I'm smarter than somebody else. But thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, that. Cheryl said, it hurts my heart that so many people have been misled of what this is all about and don't know the truth of everything. It just hurts my heart. Sean said, Trucker G has said it multiple times. I do not make promises even to my children.
Wes Robinson said, Mr. G, you're being hustled by the convoy. How am I being hustled by the convoy when I made my decision up what I'm going to do regardless? So you tell me how I'm being hustled.
They're not tying him up and kidnapping him and taking him.
Cece says, if people want results, then do something. Star says, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. G. I give you all credit for everything as well as all the truckers. This is all in God's hands and God got this. Prayers for y'all. Nobody says, nope, I'm not. Next time I'm in the field, might even come your way and make it the field.
Charlotte said, it took years for our country to get this way. Can't fix it overnight.
Adrian Payne says, we must have a civil war. No, we don't have to have a civil war. It don't have to happen. They're going to make it happen is what they're trying to push.
Heather
and
said,
we got to stop that. Sorry, baby.
Heather said, amen. I love you guys. I've been watching for a minute. I am so glad you have made it home. I had tears in my eyes because I love my grandkids and my children so much. So much love for you all. Heads up. Keep the fight. My family support everyone. Well, thank you.
Fox Mulder says, geez, it's a simple question. Do the lives of the children WYSIWYG hit on matter? I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest with you. And if you got proof of something, you let me know. If you got records, you let me know. I'm not going to go on just what you say because we know how that works.
Cindy said, I appreciate the two of you so much. Thanks for standing
Homer says government wants to use Bitcoin to control us and track everything we do. Grant Rogers says you buy and eat GMO, soy, corn, and canola on a daily basis. Humble yourself and learn something. I'm sure we do. I'm sure most of us do.
Shirley said, I am truly amazed at the lack of common sense in the world these days.
Nobody says better get rid of the shoebox in the basement of memories.
Kristen said they'd have
Some of these comments are way out there. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Kristen said they'd have to kill me first. I will not be chipped, nor my kids.
Real Life says Sky News Australia shows the truth of your movement. Do they? Show me.
Cindy
I'm
said,
from Missouri. You got to show me.
Cindy says, please, Jesus, get some rest. We appreciate all you do for us. May God bless you. Thank you.
Mary Sheridan says, let our voices rise across the nation. That will help.
Bob said, hugs for the puppies and for us and your grandbabies too. We fight for our children and grandchildren.
Portofornia says, don't need a conspiracy when it's right in front of your face. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. I just don't want to be hustled.
Chuck said, I love you, Trucker G. You tell it like it is. Amen, brother. Keep the good work up. Love you.
Kerfuffle says, LOL, oh no, Pissy Pig says, at Kerfuffle. Why, thank you. Oh, because she said she liked her name.
Ashley said, yes, we need help in California.
Bam Bam RV says, watching you and Stan brought me back, pulled skateboard for the two-tone blue company. Then family got into LTL and long haul, named after my nickname for a cheap employer, Rinky Dink Inc. Right on, Bam Bam. Thanks for the super chat, brother.
Super chat clap. Tammy said, we the people are not stupid. I have been awake a long time.
Chrysix says California is ignoring the science. More and more data comes to light almost daily, countering all the previous claims about vaccinating youth, the efficacy, female health, and vaccines, and on and on. Jeff Ellis has prayers to the G's for the right guidance. And yeah, I could use all those prayers I can get.
Tim said, night you all tired. Going to bed, my meds kick in. Hugs to you all night.
Deborah Hood says, where is all the money going to in the convoy? I don't keep track of the money. I don't do none of the finance. I'm not one of the organizers. I don't do none of that. But as far as money goes, I mean, it ain't cheap filling these trucks up. I will tell you that. Heck, I just spent $1,000 filling my own truck up today.
Dolan said, what is on your necklaces? I've got an amethyst stone, and then on this one I have a heart that says Nona, and on the other one it's a silver heart, and in the center is a stone, and if you put it to the light, it has a picture of my mom and dad, and my mom has passed away.
Nancy Bartlett says, can I get a bunny ear salute? Did you Joe salute his hat ears? Oh, she don't have her bunny hat with her. It's in the
the boys loved it, though. Yeah, they were both playing. They're going,
Denise McGuire says, half of my posts won't show. YouTube must be watching me. Well, this one showed. But you might be right, though.
Terry said, why are people expecting the truckers to do everything? That's what I want to know. The truckers can only do so much. They need everyone to stand up with them. Why are they expecting truckers to convoy on DC the way it was done in Ottawa? Nothing wrong with what they did, but we all seen what they did to the truckers. Learn from them and find a better way. It takes time.
You're right. Nobody says, or are they locked in a firebox that won't open? I think she's talking about my memories or something. I have no idea what she's talking about, to be honest with you.
And just like good Trucker G, then pay attention and tell me if I'm lying. All biblical truths are being called conspiracy theories right now, while being talked about openly as factual by the players. Ooh, that rolled really fast.
I'm not saying you are lying. I mean, you're probably more up on scripture than I am, to be honest with you. So I'm really not going to comment on it.
William said, hey, Mr. and Mrs. G, I'll make you a T-bone steak with garlic, mashed potatoes, and corn on the cob, and homemade buttermilk biscuits.
Panay Trucker Girl USA says, thanks for everything you were doing, and thank you for the super chat.
Super chat clap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get it like earlier today when I was live. There was a whole religious debate going on, and you notice I tried not to touch a lot of that because I'm not up to date, or I'm not as educated in scripture as a lot of people are. A lot of you know scripture a whole lot better than I do. I just know where my heart lies, and I know the relationship that I have with God, and I'm not pushing that on anybody else.
Mike said, good night, and I trust the convoys doing leaving for California. Love you guys here in Hagerstown. We love you.
Max says, no one's perfect, only God. And I agree with you. That's exactly right. Wendy says, good night, Trucker G and Mrs. G. Thank you for taking the time for the update. When you could have just relaxed and chatted with us in the morning. I appreciate you both.
Oh, a relaxing chat.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what I'm getting.
I don't know how you do this.
I don't know. My eyes are burnt.
Janice says, we do the best we can and then give it to God. You're exactly right. Me Too ZZ says, what if the children have a reaction to shots and kids don't tell their parents? How will doctors know what to treat for?
And just said, I love you guys, not criticizing, so don't misunderstand. I just want everyone to research because, whoa.
Oh, it jumped on her. Go back.
Because
it jumped again.
Because it's so important right now. People need to know.
No, I didn't think you were, Angela. I didn't think you were. H. Shalom says, to those in California, even though bills are in committee, each California State Assembly person and senator has a website where you can contact them. It's what I use and get a response. Thank you, H. Shalom.
You.
Hey, if you want, do me a favor, shoot me over a message on Facebook if you've got it. But would love to talk to you. It sounds like you're pretty well versed in what's going on there, and maybe you can give me some insight and help me with a little guidance.
And inform us. Anna said it's time for bed, y'all. Get some rest. Geez.
Yeah, it's getting there. I need to take a shot or a bath. I need to soak my old sore muscles is what I need to do.
Yeah.
My old bones. Cindy says, you two rock. I think they are moving to California to weed out the four-wheeler moochers using Convoy resources. Truckers unite and join the Convoy. No, that's not why they're moving to California. The reason why they're moving to California is those AV laws that are coming out that I spoke of to begin with.
Where'd it go? Kristen said, if you don't stand up, nothing will change. Don't understand why people don't get it. Michelle said, good night, Jeez. Thank you for everything you do. Get some much needed rest.
Deb says, in the love and God bless. I pray all Americans wake up to what is happening and stand up for America. Texas Red says, nothing in life is free.
Charlene said, night, Jeez. Get some rest. Love you both and God bless.
Grant Rogers says, they don't have to tie him up. They are playing racquetball with his mind. Who's that?
You, because you said they're not forcing. Because someone said, I don't remember. My brain is mush. But basically what it boiled down to is they felt like you were being brainwashed and forced.
I see. So he's saying
that's what I said
they're playing racquetball with my mind. I'm just reading what's coming out, and I'm just stating on what I'm reading is what I'm stating on. You read those AB5s or those AB laws, and you tell me what I should be believing. You let me know what you think of them, guys. My eyes are killing me. I'm tired. I'm hungry.
Time for a bath and food and bed, because tomorrow is coming pretty quick.
Says night. You're already in fantasy land, and that's exactly right. My brain ain't working right now.
Good night, guys.
I can't believe this is going on. I can't believe we're having to deal with this. It's like a bad dream that you just cannot wake from. This isn't the country that I grew up in. This isn't the country I want my grandchildren to grow up in. And I love my country. Guys,
good night, and we
love you.
love
Be careful.
you.
Be safe. Thank you.
We'll be back with you tomorrow.